morning, boys and girls. I hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. I have a new and really awesome story to tell you today, but first, let's begin with prayer. Ready? Now, before I run to play, let me not forget to pray to God who kept me through the night and woke me with the morning light. Amen. All right, boys and girls. So, this past week and this week, we've been talking a lot about Joseph. And today, we have a new character. And this story happens a long time after Joseph and his families had all passed away. But these people grew. Do you remember how they lived in Egypt? Joseph and all his brothers and his family. Joseph took care of them in Egypt. So this is all their family. So now in Egypt, there were two groups of people. There was the Egyptians and there was called the Israelites. And the Israelites were the people who were Joseph's family down the line. So that's where we pick up our story today. And the special character that we introduced today, his name is Moses. His name is Moses. Maybe you've heard of Moses before. And we're going to talk about the very beginning of Moses' life. He was a very important person of the Bible. And we're going to talk about when he was born, when he was a baby. And this story is really cool and awesome because it shows again how God's plan is always going to come true, even if the world doesn't want it to. Do you remember how Joseph's life, his life was very crazy too, but it always fell according to God's plan. And we're going to see how that happens with Moses too, how his life happened according to God's plan, even though the world didn't want it to. So let's talk about that. In Egypt, there was a very bad and evil king at that time. He was afraid that the Israelites were going to rise up and take over Egypt. He was scared of them. He said, these people don't belong here. We need to get rid of them. So what the king did in Egypt, he made a rule, he made a law that all of the baby boys that were born to an Israelite woman were going to be killed. So he told all his guards and policemen, if you see a baby boy that's born to a Israelite woman, I need you to kill it. Because he didn't want them to grow up big and strong and take over Egypt. How terrible is that? He was killing all these babies. Well, Moses was a baby to an Israelite woman too. And so when baby Moses was born, the mom did not want him to die. He didn't want to get caught. So she kept him in his house secretly. She didn't tell anyone that she had a baby boy. She tried to keep him quiet. But I don't know if you have babies in your houses, but I know that babies are loud, aren't they? They cry sometimes, and it's hard to keep a baby a secret, isn't it? It would be hard. So eventually, Moses got big enough where he was a toddler and he was too big to keep a secret anymore. They were afraid to get caught and then Moses would get caught and they would kill him. So here's what Moses' mom did. Moses had an older sister named Miriam, and she said to Miriam, take Moses, put him in a little basket that can float, and put it in the river and follow him and see what happens and see if we can find a better place for him. But all I know right now is that we cannot keep Moses here in my house. We have to do something other than this because we're going to get caught with him. So Miriam, Moses' older sister, took baby Moses and put him in a basket, and then she did just what she was told. She went to the river, took the basket with Moses in it, and she put it in the river. But she didn't go back home. She watched it. She followed it along the river to see what would happen. And so she watched it go down the river, and eventually it came up to a part where the king's daughter was. The king of Egypt, remember the bad king who was killing all the baby boys? This was his daughter. She was down by the river and she all of a sudden saw the basket with baby Moses in it. She said, what is that little basket doing in the river? I want to go see. So she went out and she took the basket, and then she saw a cute little baby boy. She saw little baby Moses in there. And her Moses stole her heart. She could not kill it, cause even though she knew that it was the rule at that time. She wanted to keep this baby as her own, and she wanted to take care of it. But then Miriam, who was still following down the river, right? She saw this happen and she said, "Hey, would you like me to find this boy's mother so that you can have someone to take care of it and you can take care of it too?" And the king's daughter said, "Yes, I would love that. Take Go find this baby's mom and we'll take care of it together." And so that's what they did. And that's the scene that's happening right here in this picture. This is kind of a neat picture. This lady here with the fancy headdress, this is the king's daughter. So she was rich and powerful, and she used her power to take care of little baby Moses to protect him. Because if she hadn't protected him, baby Moses would have been killed because that was the rule at the time. But how cool is that she protected little baby Moses? And that was God's plan because Moses was a really, really important character in the Bible. He did a lot of things for God's people. So that's an awesome start to Moses' story. And here's baby Moses. He's so cute. And this is little Miriam in the bushes. You can see her. She's in the purple. And she was watching Moses the whole time. And she stood up and she said, "Hey, I know the baby's mom. She can take care of Moses, and you can take care of her too." So Moses actually was taken care of by his mom and by the daughter of the king too. He was well taken care of and protected. And that is the awesome part about this story, is that even though Moses should have died, he should have been killed along with all the other baby boys at that time. It's so, so sad that all those babies died. But Moses, it was not God's plan for Moses to die. So he made the king protect her, and that was how it happened, because that's God's amazing plan for Moses. I keep saying Joseph. But so that's our story of baby Moses. I hope you enjoyed it. And our project for today and tomorrow is a really, really neat one. Or if you take your packet, here's your assignment for today. If you turn to Wednesday, here is Wednesday. And if you turn to this page with the basket and baby Moses, this is what you have to do for today. All you have to do is color baby Moses, color the basket, and then cut it out. So cut out baby Moses around the edge here. And then for the basket, listen carefully. For the basket, you're going to cut only around the black line around the outside, around this line right here. Don't cut this dotted line. That's going to be where we fold it later. But do not cut that folded line, okay? Don't cut this, but cut all around the outside of it. You'll notice that Mrs. Barsh and I already cut this part in here for you, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. That'll be important tomorrow. But all you have to do today is color baby Moses, color the basket, cut out baby Moses, and then cut out the basket around the edge there. And this is a really fun project. I'm excited to show you the finished product tomorrow. But today, just cut and color, and I'll see you soon for math meeting.